Howdy, I'm Derek, and I'm really excited to share some great new tools in the XLEV8 Add-in. If you are not familiar yet, this is an Excel add-in that has hundreds of productivity tools that help you with shortcuts, bulk automations, integrations, designed to save you over 200 hours a year if you're a frequent Excel user. Today we're going to look at 3 new tools which are great at applying what I call the efficiency mindset. Think once, apply often, refine when you need to. First up is the ability to easily save and find and reuse your custom Lambda functions. Now, if you're not already familiar, Lambda gives you an incredible option to define your own custom functions, to simplify things, to combine stuff and reuse them without relying on VBA. Okay? I've been using these a lot lately, and it's a great way to simplify things and reuse it everywhere you might need to. And if you're using Excel a lot, I highly encourage you to build your own library of these custom functions that you can reuse all throughout the different workbooks that you have. That's exactly where this first tool was born. The ability to save all these in a background library without a whole lot of effort. So let's take a look. So in this file that we're looking at right here, I built a really basic Lambda function called age. Now there's many ways to calculate this, but just for today, okay, we're going to use this one. Now, if you go up to formulas and in the name manager, that's where these are saved, okay? If we click new, cool thing is it's going to use your cell or the adjacent one as the default name, so we'll just keep that. I like to use L underscore at the beginning to indicate that those are Lambda custom functions and not built in. So we've just added this one, okay? Now, when I save, if you've got this add-in installed, it's going to, by default, save any Lambda functions that you have to that background workbook. So there's not anything you really have to do. To give you an example of this, let's go over to a new workbook here, okay? Now, if we run the search Lambda functions box, notice what it looks like here. And you see age, we just added that. So notice today's timestamp, okay? It shows the formula that we've got right there. You can add comments if you want to tell them apart. You can remove one or all of them. And notice that we are searching, run that back up again. We're searching using just a couple of letters. So it's like Google Search Suggest, one of the best inventions ever to find and type quickly, okay? Now, the other thing that you can do, let's just make sure that that works the way that we want. We're gonna say we wanna add this to our library. Notice, now it's added to the library, didn't have to copy and paste or anything. Let's say we wanna check the date, and if it's calculating the way that we would expect, just put in a date here. Notice it's easy to type that, showing you suggestions as you search for formulas too, to use in your workbook, and there we go. Very, very easy, okay? Now, you may want to make bulk edits to this. You want to see what that library is, share that, something like that. So we are going to run it again. Whether you are using the search box, notice that you can toggle on and off the ability to automatically save. If you have a bunch you don't want to save, you can easily change that up. You can also use this or search for the Lambda bulk edit macro. And it's going to add your library to the active sheet. It's going to add this sheet down here. You can make any changes to the name, the date updated, the formula, the comment, whatever. And notice at the bottom is our new one, L underscore H. Now, one thing I want to do is make that all caps to be consistent with all the others and give it a comment over here. Let's actually add that from this other file. Okay, so calculates age, whatever. The other thing that you can do with this particular bulk edit is add a bunch of these to your active workbook. So let's say we wanted to add all of these, except the age, it's already in there. Let's say we want to add all these, or maybe it's 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever, okay? If we run this again, bulk edit Lambda formulas, it's going to process all that. If you have any formula errors, if you've forgotten a field or something, right, it's going to alert you. But in one step, we just added all of those custom functions to our active workbook. That's the power of using macros, and that's the way I like to think. Using Excel as a canvas to make updates very, very easily. And a lot of macros in the add-in work that way. Dozens of them do. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one we're going to look at here takes a very similar approach with number formats. Now, if you're not familiar, number formats are very similar in that they give you the way to customize the way that you want to display numbers. Now, if you aren't already familiar with the way number formats work, I've got a great template that kind of goes through all the different parts of them. It has 50 great examples you can use. There's also a similar one with the Lambda functions we just went through, 50 great examples. You can check out both of those with the links in the comments below. So what we're trying to do here, we want to apply a specific number format. So notice we've got this very basic one described below. Okay, we're going to run a tool called Search Number Formats. And this gives you a similar approach to the Lambda where we have a library in the background. So I'm going to type the word %. Let's go down to one like this one. Notice it gives you the code behind the scenes, a preview of it. We can remove that. We can edit in bulk. Look at that in just a minute. And we can save one. We'll do that in just a minute as well. But notice in one step, just searching for the description, we've added that really cool format. We've got a symbol, %, colors, etc. Okay, we can easily see when it's negative or positive, flip the signs back and forth. So number formats are great at making your files polished and making them easier for people to understand and use. So I highly encourage you to use a lot of custom ones. Okay, now if we wanted to add a new one here, okay, let's say that we're going to take this one. I don't have this one yet. This is got 4 decimals. Okay, we would run that again. Okay, search number formats here. If you want, you can make that a keyboard shortcut so you don't even have to type in the letters for it. So what we're going to do is save one. You just need to give it a label. So right here I said percentage 4 decimals. Just give it a description, something that'll work for you, and it's added to the background. Okay, so if we come back over here again and search for number formats, okay, notice the word 4, we just added that. And there you go. That's the way that we kind of applied it. Okay. Now, just like the Lambda ones, if you want to edit this in bulk, we can run the search box and we can click on the bulk edit, or we can search for that bulk edit number formats just in the macro search box. Either way works. So what you're going to see is very similar to the Lambda one. Here's a list of our labels and our number formats. There's even a preview to the side if you wanted to see that. So we can make updates to this. Notice that the one we just added is down there below. We can delete things, add, and importantly, you can share this with your colleagues so that you're all on the same page using very consistent ones and re-leveraging each other's efforts, right? Again, think once, apply often, refine when necessary. Now, the third one here, okay, that we're going to walk through uses tick marks. Now, if you don't know what tick marks are, just ask an accountant. It's something that's really, really common with accountants and auditors, people who are trying to document their work. That's the whole idea behind it, an indicator of the review steps you perform or other documentation. And you're seeing some examples of the ones that I've got from earlier. So how this is going to work, we're going to run a macro called the tick mark picker. And it gives us up to 15 tick marks that we've set. So you're just going to give it a label, right? And then you're going to click one of these codes or type either 1 through 0 or A through E. So I'm going to put in, let's put in 5, okay? Indicate that we recalculate a formula. Notice that the formatting, the text, or even icons or pictures are going to be inserted there, okay? Pretty cool. Now, let's say that we want to make a new one, okay? Notice that we have the in-cell picture here, right? So we're just going to run that macro again, the tick mark picker here, and following the instructions below, we're going to use, I saved that over here in the clipboard for me, so we're using option X, giving it a label, then we're saying which of the defaults to set it to. We're going to use number A there, okay? We could even set our default as the one that's prompted when we display this. We'll do that in just a moment. So what we just did is added this as a new tick mark, okay? Very, very quickly and easily. So if we run this again, notice that option A is now available for us. So we press A here, notice that we can make that our default, okay? It inserts that same icon, or it could be, you know, a symbol, or it could be text in the specific formats that you want, whatever you want. And if we run it one more time, notice that option A is saved as the default. If that's the one that you want to use the most often for a few minutes, or a day, or a week, or a month, or a year, whatever. And then just like the other ones, if we run it one more time, option Z lets us set all of them, okay? So it's the same as running the bulk one if you search for that. And notice the one we just added is included. So we can make any changes to these, and again, share them with colleagues, okay? Now, if we wanted to get rid of that last one, let's say we don't really like that for whatever reason, okay? We're gonna run bulk edit. Sorry, let me search for that. There we go, bulk edit tick marks, and they're saved into the background for you, okay? So if we run that one more time, notice that A is no longer set because these two things work in tandem. Just like the search boxes work with lambdas and number formats, this one, because there's really no reason to have more than 15 of these, it uses the picker approach, okay? Now, I encourage people to use this even if you're not an accountant because it efficiently communicates the work that you did. And if you are an accountant and you've stopped using these since maybe you began your career, use them again. This gives you an easy way to do it. That's it for the new tools for Q1 of 2025 in the XLEV8 Add-in. I hope you found something that's really interesting that you want to try out for yourself. Please go to XLEV8.co to do that. You can try these and hundreds of other tools out for free for 30 days. But I think you'll like it so much you want to use it all the time because it's going to save you tremendous amounts of time, hours and hours a year. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, share it, tag friends, and of course subscribe so you don't miss out on other cool tools and tricks. And of course, make sure to try these out and you'll be an Excel whiz in no time. Thanks for watching and have an excellent rest of your day.